welcome to our very last episode together. And this episode, I guess, we'll be talking about just like a reflection of everything we've learned. To my left, to my left, I have all of my reflections pulled up. And let's just kind of go through them and see what we've learned or what I've learned. But first, culture, which was module 2, because I didn't do one for module 1 since I talked about it in my introduction. But basically, what's the first prompt? What theories, concepts? What are the most interesting? Okay, well, for the culture module, I think it had the most like personal influence in my life because personally I'm not religious. Like, I do wear a Buddha necklace, but like it's mainly my parents that are religious, and I didn't know how much of just like culture norms and like societal pressures regarding family has like such a vast impact on a person or an individual, especially myself. And I've noticed that like throughout all of the modules and all of the readings, it's always leading back to like the path of least resistance and how everyone tries to conform to society, which I feel like I do a lot, even without knowing. And I'm honestly not even sure how to break the cycle because I do value other people's opinion, but sometimes I put their thoughts, opinions, perspectives above my own. And that's obviously very detrimental. And I think reading about the culture aspect of society has really made me realize that, like, yes, there are those people within our lives, such as, like, just even, like, if you're born as, like, the oldest sibling or the middle sibling or the youngest one, like, how your individual self has such a big impact on how you turn out, because as the oldest in my family I have a lot more like responsibilities. And I'm pretty sure in module 3, the social structure, I was talking about how as like someone with, or like in a family tree, as someone who's the oldest, I have more responsibilities and additional roles because I was born first. And I think that also put me like, it gave me perspective of how society shapes a person, because there's like so much that people don't understand and so much that like you wouldn't expect. And to like talk about the third question, I'm pretty sure I didn't have anything that like I learned in the course that challenged my thoughts from the beginning. But well, I think that was because I didn't really know much from the beginning of the course. Like, I didn't even know what I was getting into. I just looked at the course description and was like, oh, this sounds interesting. I want to learn more about society. I want to learn more about how people behave and interact. And I think I did have a small understanding of like racism, redlining, all of that. But I genuinely did not know like the impact of social systems and like socioeconomic status until recently because of the readings and the videos that we watch. And I think something that really motivated me to do this class was the gender aspect, because within a society there are many gender norms and it's difficult to divest, like go a different path basically if you don't follow the norms, because obviously you'll get criticism, you'll get like, once again, my Asian culture, it's very difficult to go against the traditions and the norms provided and set out for us. And it's just the whole aspect of society and how, my favorite concept within our class, it was definitely like Cooley's theory, because when we look at like a mirror or like the looking glass theory, it's just like other people's reflection of you have such a vast impact on how you see yourself, because like obviously like from my current teachers, I want to have their respect. I want to be seen as like smart and like not naive. I want to be like responsible and all of that. And I think that like hinders my ability to like, especially in ninth grade when I was taking like my biology course with a teacher that I really respect and who is my current club sponsor. I felt as though like I had so many questions. I had like a lot of things that I was unsure about. And originally my class was really quiet. And because of that, and feeling the need to be like seen as smart, I didn't really have like the confidence basically to speak up and ask for help, ask for like whenever my teacher asked like, "Oh, do you guys have any questions?" I felt as though if I did ask a question, then others would consider me like not as smart because I didn't understand what we were learning. But now that I talked to my teacher about it and told him about like all of Cooley's theory and everything, he was like, "Yeah, I see that, but actually the people who ask the questions and like are able to like ask for help are the ones that are most like successful and the most smart in their eyes." And I I honestly didn't know that, and that really has helped me like kind of have the ability to speak up for myself and understand that I can ask questions, I can ask for help without having to think like, "Oh, what would the other person think of me if I were to ask for help?" But yeah, what other modules are there? People, space, oh, people, place, in the space. This one I think kind of coincides with the redlining part, and I think I'm pretty sure I talked about that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I talked about the gender one being my favorite one, but I think that might be tied with the race and ethnicity unit. And I'm really glad that we did spend 2 weeks working on like both those units, because I think within our society, these prevalent issues that are like hindering the ability for other people to succeed is so, it's talked about, but it's also kind of neglected to the fact like, oh, it's happening everywhere. Like, what can we do about it? How do we rewrite the story? How do we change society when it's so ingrained in our system? It's just a question that we all ask. Oh, also deviance and social control. I think for deviance and social control, it's like we have to understand like crime, for example, which we mostly focus on, and like, well, not crime because I can't really speak to that, but cheating in like a school setting. It's like in a school setting, it's so competitive that like the system itself forces people to have to, for example, cheat and like give themselves advantages, because the whole idea of like a school system is like pressuring others. Wait, let me take a step back. I feel like honestly what I've learned from this deviance and social control topic unit, it's that like our school system, we're all trying to like I said, we're all competing to succeed. But at the same time, I feel like, are we competing to succeed, or are we just like making robots? Is the school a factory? Because we're all taught like the same materials. We have textbooks that go over the same topics. And colleges, like, they're like the companies and they pick like the best students, like valedictorian, all those like people in student council, they have their picks, and that just promotes the, I feel like, continuous cycle of like having to fit in, having to agree to social norms and not doing anything apart from it. Because if you do, and if you don't follow, like for example in a school setting, the like you don't do the homework, you don't like study for tests, you don't do the projects or whatever, you don't follow the path like set out for you, and you don't, I guess, get like the rewards also given, but at the same time those awards are also like, if you don't follow the path, if you like go against like what the school has put out for you, you're always faced with like discipline and like so much. It's just, well, I can actually talk about crime, but well, crime, for example, it's like if someone were to steal, you have to understand like why are they stealing? What is making them steal? Like I feel like this course in general has like taught me to challenge like the understanding of everything I know and like really like dig deeper into just society. And I feel like this course has really helped me understand like maybe I do want to pursue a career in humanities because, well, I did sign up for abnormal psychology and social psychology so this summer. So I'm excited to see how this course will help me understand more about society and how it shapes individuals. And I really did enjoy this course. Thank you.